You're waking up Tuesday morning and suddenly craving pancakes, a bagel, and basically the entire bread aisle at once. Ever wonder why Thanksgiving week turns you into a bottomless pit who's hungry every 90 minutes no matter what you eat? Today, I'll explain why Thanksgiving week affects your hunger like you're 5 years old. By the end, you'll understand exactly what's happening inside your body and how to fix it without skipping meals or white-knuckling your way to Thursday. Most people think Thanksgiving hunger is just about saving room for turkey, but your body doesn't work that way. What's actually happening is way more complicated and starts days before you even sit down at the table. Your routine is getting shredded. You're staying up later. You're more stressed than usual. Family's coming over, or you're traveling somewhere unfamiliar. And all of that chaos does something invisible but powerful to your hormones. When your routine gets disrupted, two hormones start climbing fast: cortisol and insulin. Cortisol spikes when you're anxious, sleep-deprived, or running around prepping for Thursday. Insulin rises when you eat carbs and decides whether to store energy or burn it. When both stay elevated for days, your hunger signals get scrambled. Your brain screams for quick energy, even when your body doesn't need more calories. That's why you feel ravenous at 10 in the morning, even though you ate breakfast 2 hours ago. Here's what makes this worse. Studies show that just one night of bad sleep increases ghrelin, your hunger hormone, by 15%. Most people get 3 or 4 nights of terrible sleep during Thanksgiving week. That compounds the problem. You're not imagining the hunger. Your body is chemically wired to feel starving because stress and sleep deprivation literally rewire your appetite signals. This removes the guilt. You're not weak. You're responding to real biological changes. Then comes the mental trap that makes everything worse. You tell yourself you're going to save room for Thanksgiving dinner, so you skip lunch on Tuesday. You eat a tiny salad Wednesday. You drink black coffee Thursday morning and call it breakfast. This sounds disciplined, but here's what you need to understand. Skipping meals doesn't save room. It destroys your blood sugar stability. When you undereat early in the week, your blood sugar drops hard. Your body panics. It thinks you're starving. So it floods your system with ghrelin, which makes you feel like you could eat a whole rotisserie chicken with your bare hands. By the time Thursday rolls around, you're not calmly enjoying a balanced plate. You're inhaling mashed potatoes like you just survived a desert island. And because your insulin sensitivity is already wrecked from days of stress and bad sleep, your blood sugar swings even harder. You crash, you crave more food. The cycle repeats. Your body isn't actually asking for more calories. It's craving something totally different: stability. Think of your blood sugar like a car on a highway. When it's smooth and steady, you cruise along feeling fine. But when it's spiking and crashing every few hours, it's like slamming the gas and brake over and over. You burn more fuel, you feel exhausted, and you never get anywhere. That's what Thanksgiving week does to most people. The average person experiences 3 to 5 blood sugar crashes per day during Thanksgiving week. Each crash triggers a hunger response that feels urgent and impossible to ignore. Your body releases cortisol to raise blood sugar back up. That cortisol makes you crave simple carbs because they're the fastest way to spike glucose. You eat the carbs, your blood sugar rockets up, then it crashes again an hour later. Every crash makes the next one worse. By Wednesday, you're trapped in a cycle that feels unbreakable, but it's not. You can stop this entire cycle with simple food choices that almost nobody talks about. These aren't diet tricks. They're not about restriction or cutting carbs or fasting until Thursday. They're about giving your body what it's actually asking for: steady energy, stable blood sugar, and enough protein to keep your hunger hormones calm. Start with breakfast. Not a muffin, not a granola bar, not a smoothie with 40 grams of sugar hiding inside it. A high-protein breakfast that anchors your entire day. We're talking eggs, Greek yogurt, or cottage cheese. Aim for at least 20 to 30 grams of protein first thing in the morning. Protein digests slowly, keeps your blood sugar stable, and tells your brain that you're fed. When you start your day this way, you don't crash at 10:30. You don't walk into the kitchen hunting for snacks. Research shows that people who eat 30 grams of protein at breakfast consume 300 fewer calories throughout the day without trying. They're not restricting. They're not using willpower. Their hunger hormones are simply balanced. You can feel full and satisfied while actually eating less. No white knuckling required. No mental battle with the cookie jar. Just stable hunger levels that let you enjoy your week. Here's what most people miss. Fiber is your secret weapon. Add a handful of berries to your yogurt. Eat raw veggies before lunch. Throw spinach into your eggs. Fiber slows down digestion, which means your blood sugar rises gently instead of spiking. When blood sugar rises slowly, it also falls slowly. No crash, no sudden hunger, no desperate grab for cookies at 2 in the afternoon. Think about it this way. A plain bagel sends your blood sugar up fast and drops it just as quickly. But that same bagel with 2 tablespoons of almond butter and a side of strawberries? Completely different story. The fiber and fat slow everything down. Your blood sugar climbs gradually and stays stable for hours. You feel satisfied longer. You don't need a snack 30 minutes later. Now let's talk hydration. You're probably dehydrated and you don't even know it. Most people confuse thirst with hunger. Your brain gets a signal that says, I need something, and you assume it's food. But half the time, it's actually water. Thanksgiving week makes this worse because you're busy, distracted, and probably drinking more coffee than usual. Coffee dehydrates you even more. So here's the fix. Drink more water throughout the day and add electrolytes if you can. Sodium, potassium, magnesium. When you're properly hydrated, fake hunger signals vanish. Then comes the big one. Every single meal you eat this week should have around 30 grams of protein. Not just breakfast. Every meal. Protein keeps you full longer than carbs or fat. It stabilizes insulin. It prevents blood sugar crashes. And it stops you from walking into the kitchen every hour looking for something to eat. A chicken breast, a can of tuna, a protein shake, ground turkey, salmon, steak. Doesn't matter what it is. Just hit that 30-gram target and watch your hunger level out. Here's a practical example. Tuesday lunch could be a turkey sandwich on whole grain bread with avocado and a side salad. That gives you 30 grams of protein, plenty of fiber, and healthy fats. You'll feel full for 4 to 5 hours minimum. Compare that to a bowl of pasta with marinara sauce. Maybe 10 grams of protein, mostly carbs. You'll be hungry again in 90 minutes. The difference isn't willpower. It's simply choosing foods that work with your biology instead of against it. Thanksgiving week doesn't have to be 5 days of misery followed by 1 day of overeating. You can feel normal. You can enjoy your meals. You can show up to Thursday dinner actually hungry, but not starving. And you can do all of this without skipping meals, cutting calories, or obsessing over every bite. The hunger you feel this week isn't weakness. It's not lack of willpower. It's biology. Your body is responding to disrupted routines, elevated stress, terrible sleep, and blood sugar chaos. But once you understand what's happening, you can fix it with shockingly simple changes. High-protein breakfast, fiber before meals, more water and electrolytes, 30 grams of protein per meal. That's it. This is just your body asking for stability in the middle of chaos. And you can give it exactly that, without making Thanksgiving week harder than it needs to be. So to recap, Thanksgiving week disrupts your routine and spikes cortisol and insulin, which scrambles your hunger signals. Skipping meals to save room backfires, because it crashes your blood sugar and makes you hungrier. Your body isn't craving more calories, it's craving stability. Fix it with high-protein breakfasts, fiber before meals, more water with electrolytes, and 30 grams of protein per meal. Do this and your hunger levels out before Thursday even starts. So here's the real question. Are you going to keep blaming willpower for something that's actually just scrambled hormones? Or are you ready to try the 5-day protocol that actually fixes Thanksgiving hunger?